It's just another manic Monday. Oh. Oh, whoa. What's up? It's Monday. Wait a minute. Where the fuck am I? What am I doing? Jesus. You know, I take 2 days off. For my mental health, I take 2 days off a week. I take Saturday and Sundays for my mental health. This whole thing drives me crazy. Crazy. Like right now is insane, as you will see me all week. Starting tomorrow, the sanity will start to decline. Welcome everybody to your Vape at 5. I am your host. I am Black Cat. I have a monumental episode for you today. An episode so large that I can barely contain my... Can you tell that I can barely contain myself? Looking through this screen, looking at me right now. Can you see the excitement that is built knowing what was happening today? Do you know? This week's featured builder is M.Terk. Now, for those of you who don't know Mike, you'll get to know him a little bit this week. Hopefully tomorrow, he will appear. I was going to say another word, and I threw appear in there. You see that? He will be on the show tomorrow, hopefully at 5 o'clock. It sounds like he's going to be able to make it, but he has a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know 100% for sure. So if I can't do it tomorrow, maybe we can do it Wednesday, but I do believe that I will get him on here for an hour, maybe 45 minutes or so, one day this week, except for Thursday, because as you know, the greatest show on the YouTubes is on Thursday. I don't know if you knew that. It rated #1 on YouTube. They do weekly on YouTube. They do a greatest show of the week, and the Vape Hot Tub was #1 in the rankings. So we have that going. I have a #1 show in my hands, man. And the reason being, all the people that were surveyed after watching it, some of you, said that it was Hunky Charlie. He's too much not to watch. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I really do. I had an interesting weekend. It was stressful for me. And you guys want to hear about it? Joey the motherfucking O. Do you want to hear about my weekend? Big G coils. You guys eager? Interested? Maybe even. My wife, as most of you know, talk to me on a daily basis. My wife has been looking to purchase an automobile. The automobile she has does not meet her standards. It is not something that she wants to drive anymore. And she said, I won't drive it anymore. I need a new car. Black Cat, she doesn't call me Black Cat. She calls me Scott. She's like, Scott, go figure out how to get us a new car. So, with my extreme money management skills, putting money in certain places, I was able to figure out a way that we could buy a new car. Not a new car, well, new to us. Went to the dealership on Saturday. We spent all day Saturday looking for new cars. New to us. New cars to us. Not a new car, but a new car to us. I'll just say new car, just understand. And we stopped at a couple of dealerships. We really didn't find anything we liked. Then, bam, out of nowhere, we stopped at this dealership, and she found it. She found the diamond in the rough. It was too good to pass up, she said. Her words. This is the truck that I want. I was stunned. I was shocked because I didn't think we would find it, but we did. And my relief was followed by not only fear, not for my own safety, but for the salesman's safety. The salesman, this young gentleman, he was probably 25. He apparently had never had any interactions with a Italian woman because he made a fatal error that he did not know what was going to happen. Now, found the car. We drove it around. She drove it around beautifully, I might add. She drove it beautifully. Only almost hit one person. It was great. I was in the passenger seat, securely buckled in. Like, oh, fuck. She's like, let's see what this thing can do. He's like, you want to go on the freeway? She's like, you bet your ass I do. I can pull out on the freeway. She's like, let's see what this thing can do. She drops it, and we're like, vroom, and I can actually feel myself go back in the seat like, holy shit. She's going down the road like a fucking madman. And then he's like, get off here. She's like, okay. 3 lanes, over barely misses a car and gets off. I'm like, I bet you that's the best test drive he's ever had. Because now you're used to my life on a daily basis. This is how she fucking drives. Anyway, get back to the negotiating table. I am responsible for the financial aspect of the negotiation. I'm not responsible for what she wants. What she wants, she gets, and she gets it anyway. There's no denying her on what she wants. Trust me. I am then responsible for cleaning it up and figuring out a way that we can pay for it. So we sat down with our young, innocent, impressionable young man, salesperson. And I'm thinking so far, this guy's done pretty well. He's done pretty well because we're both pretty crafty at buying cars. We both bought a lot of cars. We're both pretty crafty about negotiating. I'm like, this guy's done pretty good. I was like, he's a pretty good salesman. I'm like, I'm happy with this guy. We started discussing options. And at that point, Veronica asked him to do something. And he told her this word that you should never hear. Italian woman cannot stand this word. This word sends shivers down a mortal man's spine. The word he used was no. And when that was said, I looked at him and I looked at her, and the flushed face that was coming on, and I got up and went outside. And when I came back from being outside, he was sweating, sitting there, practically shaking. I don't know exactly what she said to him. She won't tell me. When I came back, he was putty in our hands. So, anyway, we didn't get the car. We couldn't agree on a number, which, Veronica's dismay, did not make her happy. But she understood. I had a number in my mind that I was not going to budge from. And I stayed with that the entire time. And we were a few numbers off. But I think we're going to end up getting it because she talked to him today, and he is scared shitless. How's everybody doing? Great to see you. That was my weekend in a nutshell. Watched some football and did things like that. Let's roll through now what we're going to do today, so you know. I got some vape mail that I'm going to open here after I say hi to everybody. Then we're going to go through M.Terk's page. I'll introduce him. We'll go through his page and then pretty much wrap it up. That's going to be an hour. That's going to be a solid hour. Once we get done with introductions, vape mail, we'll go right into the feature. So if you have anything to do or anything you want to go get a drink, go do it now. Because you don't want to miss this feature. It's really fantastic. If you've never looked at Mike's page, M.Terk's page, you're really going to want to sit around. It's pretty interesting. And you'll get to see really the birth of coil building, quite frankly. I mean, you'll get to see the very beginning of it, where it really started and some of the things that they were doing when it originated. So let's say hi to people, shall we? I'm going to look over and see if I can find my vape mail because I know it is over there behind something. Never say no to an Italian woman. He didn't know that. You do. You have no excuse now. Oh, here it is. You could have done this before the show, right? I didn't. Albin! What's up, Al? How you doing, man? Great to see you, sir. Where you been, Albin? Been missing you. Good to see you. Albert Rodriguez. What's up, Albert? How you doing, man? Great to see you, dude. Glad you are here. Andy C. Andy C doesn't vape. Andy C. Well, he does vape. You still vape? You still vape, don't you? Andy C. I don't know if he does. I think he told me he didn't vape. Did you tell me he didn't vape anymore? I can't fucking remember. Good to see you, Andy C. Glad you are here. Raja is in the house. He is not my math teacher. What's happening? Big Doc. Holy cow. Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. What's up, Big Doc? How you doing, brother? Great to see you, man. Super glad you're here. Welcome, sir. Big G Coils. What's up, Big G? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Glad you are here. Black Cat Whiteface. That's me. I'm here. I am branded. Bones Cascada. What's up, Bones? How are you, brother? Great to see you. Glad you are here. Brian Feeney. What's up, Coil Fan? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Glad you are here. Here's Buddha. Buddha now. Buddha. He's like, did you call me Bud during the show? I was like, the fuck yeah, I did. He's like, well, it's Buddha. It's Buddha, right? Well, no, it's not. It's fucking Bud, dude. Whatever I call you, I can call you whatever I want. It's fucking America. No, I'm kidding. Not kinda. How are you, Bud? Bud, how are you, Bud? Good to see you, Buddha. Glad you're here. Calzard, what's up? Mayor of the $1 Million Swivel. Heard something about Cal. I got to confirm with him before I talk about it. But heard something today. Kind of upset me. Not about you, Cal. Not about you at all. Nothing to do with anything that Cal did, but with something that I had heard in the Patreon we were talking about. And I guess it involved you, but it wasn't because of you. So don't think anything like that. But it's fucking bullshit. I was like, I don't know. So anyway, I want to talk to you before I start bringing it up because I'm going to talk about that. Charles McClaren, the Baron. What's up, Charles? How are you, brother? Great to see you. Charlie! What's up, Charlie? My partner in crime. There he is. Charlie. Now, Charlie sent me the Jenna on Friday. I received it. I wicked it up that night, and I've been vaping it, and I'm having a really, really nice experience. It's a really, really nice little RDA. I'm really excited to get my own. This will be my review. This will be my review on Wednesday. So I'll do my best to review it. It's a high-end RDA, so I'll try to touch on some of the basics of it and using it kind of from a I'm not a high-end guy, so I'll try to touch on some of the basics of just like the basic use of it and my thoughts on it. But I'm not gonna be like tell you what kind of steel it is and channel like, stainless steel. I think I don't know. Good to see you, Charlie. Glad you're here. Chessie, what's up, Chessie? Chessie is in the house. What's happening, Chessie? How are you, honey? Great to see you. Clean as fuck clothes. Those clothes are so clean, you would not believe how clean clothes are. What's up, Freddie? How are you, brother? Good to see you. Clutch! What's up, Clutch? How are you, man? Great to see you, sir. Glad you are here. Eddie T. Hell, a.k.a. M60. I'd like to have an a.k.a. after my name. I would. I like to be Scott, a.k.a. like Killer, Thumper, something like that. Not Thumper. Thumper sounds terrible, Maybe like, I don't know, Badass. That wouldn't work either. Good to see you, man. Glad you're here, dude. Frank Einstein, good to see you, brother. Glad you are here, Frank. Thanks for joining. Jeff Sela. What's up, Jeff? How are you, man? Great to see you. Glad you are here. Joey to the motherfucking O. What's up, Joey? How are you, brother? Great to see you. JTH Reviews. What's up, JTH? How are you, brother? Great to see you. Glad you are here. Lino. What's up, Lino? Good to see you, man. Happy Monday. Mike Kim. What's up, Mike Kim? How are you, brother? Great to see you. Glad you are here. Mr. Pebble. My Bebble. What's up, man? How are you, Pebble? Good to see you, brother. Putt Wheeler. I love that name. Putt. That's fucking fantastic. How you doing, Wheeler? Great to see you, man. Glad you are here. Shane Smith. What's up, Shane? How are you, man? Shane was moving this week and this weekend. Hope things went well, man. Pain in the ass. You said you moved to New York. I was just curious what part of New York. I lived near New York City. I lived in Jersey, but I lived near New York City for about 10 years. So I know the area kind of. I mean, the area is really densely, obviously densely populated, and you don't really get to a lot of different areas in a short distance, kind of. That makes sense. Like, it's not like the area like the back of your hand. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those places. There's so much to it. But I know the area kind of, so just wondering where you were. Good to see you, Shane. Glad you're Sick Boy. What's up, Sick Boy? How are you, man? Good to see you. I'm super glad you are here, brother. Simple Vapes. What's up, Scotty? Good to see you. Todd Black. What's up, Todd? Good to see you. I got vape mail from Todd. I'll be opening it right after this. Good to see you, man. Glad you are here. Tommy to the motherfucking V. What's up, Tommy Vapors? Getting ready to start Vaping with Tommy and Friends very, very shortly. And my brother from another mother down there, another brother from another mother on the Asian side of my family. That is Mr. Vape Rye. What's up, Vape Rye? How you doing, brother? Great to see you, man. Glad you are here. I just gave you the hang loose. I've never done that before. Hang loose? I just did it. Hang loose, dude. All right. Good to see everybody, man. Glad you guys are here. We're going to have a fucking great show today. While we get started, let's roll. We're rolling today, man. It is one thing after another. We ain't messing Okay, everyone. Now, you know the drill here. When I do vape mail, I pull out this fucking knife. This knife that I have absolutely no business holding this knife, having this knife, anywhere having this knife near me. I still use it. So I'm fucking awesome. That's why. But, please, Dermot. How you doing, Dermot? Good to see you, man. Please, get 911 on the line, sir. Because you never know what is going to happen here. First vape mail I got is from Miguel Valentine. He is going to be a featured builder here on the Vape at 5. This is a package that he sent me. I will add him. Let me grab my list while I'm at it. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. Here it is. Here's the list. Let me grab this. And my pen. Where's my pen? Did I lose my pen? Son of a bitch. Shit. I think I lost my pen. I have like 6 pens down here. How did I lose my pen? Oh, there it is. Right next to me. It's over here. All right, I have it. He's going to be another featured builder here. If you don't know Miguel, he's fucking fantastic. I am super, super excited to have him on here. Let's see what we got. What's in the box? What's in the box? A lot of coils is what's in here. A lot of coils. Holy cow. Holy cow. Wait a minute. He sent me some crazy, crazy stuff. All right, I got a 4-core alien. I got a 5-core alien. I got a 5-core alien, 32 gauge. Fucking tough ass build. Staple stagger fuse Clapton. 2-core. That looks really nice, actually. Damn. 5-core. 3 5-core aliens. What the hell is this? 2 fancy smoochy coils. All right, I'll bring those up on the macros so you guys can see. Those are nice. They look really nice. And another. So this is what Miguel sent me. The guy's amazing. He sent me 7 sets. Okay, so we got 3, and then I'll keep inventory of the rest. At 4, and I'll inventory the rest. He sent me 4 5-core aliens, 32 gauge. Now, if you've never vaped a 5-core alien, it's fucking fantastic. It really is, because you get the low gauge, so the quick ramp up, but more mass with the amount. So he looks like 29 gauge, 30 gauge, and 2 29 gauges, and 130 gauge, and 2 32 gauge. All right, let's take a look at this one he sent here. These are the fancy smoochy smancy coils, I think. So let's take a look, shall we? Get that down there for you. Let me bring up that camera. There we go. Zero this in. Bring this up for you. You guys can see. Look at these things. So that one on the top there is a dual corrugated, separated probably by 4 pieces of ribbon. So you see the one here, this one there. That's a dual corrugated. Yeah, that's fucking gorgeous. And let's take a look at this one. This other one here, I believe I've seen on his page, it is in the middle there, he's got twisted like 40 gauge, I believe, in the middle of that. So these, I probably won't give these away. These are the ones I'll probably keep because like it's my show and I can like keep whatever I want. But yeah, so that plus all the 5-core aliens you guys are going to make out. Thank you, Miguel. You are amazing, man. What a that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'll set them over here so I can inventory them and get them ready. So we're adding Miguel to the list. And what we have this week, obviously, Mr. M.Terk, followed by Coil Chief, Modified Star, Blarf, or Greg, and Miguel. So that is, I have Ohm Canada's getting ready to send. And then I have Vaping Elevator Guy, and I also have Tobias. Built by Talon. I have him coming too. So we're rolling right through. Right now, I am, gosh, I don't even know how many weeks out I am right now. A bunch, like 2 months out right now. Plus, we're going to have like a Shytots week in there probably, and a Door week. You know, there's all kinds of other weeks we're going to have too. So I'm pretty much booked up till spring, I think. I think that's about where I'm at. All right, so this one is from Todd Black. Todd sent me something really, really, really awesome, and I believe I got an extra one or two for the patrons. Yep, this is it. All right, so here is my new build mat. Now, as you guys know, I am a huge fan of Vaping with the Ohmies. I watch it it's on every Monday at 8 o'clock. And I really like those guys. I think they have a good chemistry, and they just seem like really, really good guys. And I've got an official Vaping with the Ohmies. Here I am, Vaping with the Ohmies build mat. So I will be showing them, you know, that's going to be my build mat from now on. So I'm going to keep down low. So when you guys are looking down low, it's going to be up. And I got an extra one. So I'll put this up in the Patreon for a giveaway. And we'll roll with that. Thank you, Todd. That's awesome, man. Thank you, sir. Very, very cool. Excited to get this. These are made by a place called Vape Mats. That is actually it's like 10 minutes from my house. It's the only guy that I know of that makes customized vape mats. And he can do them for they're really not that expensive to have them done. I think they're like $20, $25. You can get anything on them. So I was thinking about getting my logo put on them, but I haven't decided yet. I probably will. Here before too long. Thank you, Todd. You're awesome, man. I very much appreciate it, and it will put it to good use. As you know, my KP mat is destroyed from building on it for so long. It is literally like, here, I'll show you what this thing looks like. It's awful. Look at this thing. It is tore up. That's what my build mat looks like. And that is just, just over a year. I think I got this like a year and a half ago. So this is like, before that I had another one. I think it's Coil Master. I fucking tore that one up. This one is ready to be retired. So awesome, man. Thank you, sir. Very, very appreciative. All right, what time is it? 5:21. Perfect timing. So let me clear my throat, get a vape, have a little coffee here. I've been running my mouth for 20 minutes. I got a frog in my throat, man. What the hell? All right, good to see everybody. Anybody I didn't say hi to, welcome. We've got a great episode for you today. So today, we are going to be taking a look at M.Terk. Now, if you don't know who M.Terk is, I can't help you. He is he's a legend. He's basically he is really one of the grandfathers of this of this craft. He's been around for quite a while. He has an incredible brand. He's branded out into not only into, he has, you know, his own business that he sells coils and gear and things of that nature. He also has a e-juice line that is fantastic, that a lot of people absolutely love. The Turkish blend, or Turkish haze, or Turkish maize, just absolutely fantastic. But he also has put together, I have his RDA. I should have used it today. He has a really, really nice RDA that he made with RIG, American Made Products, AMP, that he also did. So I met Mike about a year ago, and just through, this is the kind of guy that Mike is. Yeti and I had just started doing DroptheShame. And we had, I don't even know if we had one episode in, maybe one episode in. And I contacted Mike and asked him if he would be on the show. And, you know, just out of the blue, like some dude, it's like, you know, somebody that I didn't know him, he didn't know me. And I just asked him, I said, hey, man, you know, we do this show. You know, I know you put up a picture the other day that you had just celebrated, you know, I think it was 10 years of recovery, and it was something monumental. It was a lot of years. And I was like, hey, man, you know, we do this show. I think, you know, I'd love to have you. We'd love to have you on if you can make time for it. And I believe he was going to the UK. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'll do it. He's like, give me a date, and I'll get it in there, and then I'll do it. And he had not, what I did not know is he'd never done a live show before, like on YouTube. Like, he did videos, but I don't think he said he had never done like a live broadcast. So I was new to him. So he didn't really know, like, we had to kind of like walk him through how to do everything. And he came on the show and just blew us away. He was like, he really is one of those guys that you see, you know, you get what you see. Like, he's a really kind, generous, just a good guy. And that's what you get, like, when you talk to him. I mean, and that's how he was on the show. Like, you know, he's M.Terk, you know what I mean? So he could very easily be one of these guys who has like this like huge ego, but he doesn't at all, man. He's grounded. And I think maybe recovery does that for a lot. I know it does it for me, but I think recovery maybe does that. But he was just a really genuine. I really, really like the guy. So when I started doing featured builders, people typically ask me if they can be featured, and there's some people I ask as well to kind of mix it up. But you know, I try to keep like a mix of people on the show, and I'm really, really trying to do that this year. Like, I know last year I kind of got into just doing all the master builders for a while, and it's like I want to kind of mix it up and bring in some guys that are just on that cusp or getting ready to go over the cusp, and bring in different so you can see like different types of builders. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to ask Mike because I didn't want him to feel like, I knew the way that he is, and I felt like asking him, like, he would feel obligated. And I was like, dude, I just don't want to do that to him. But finally, after the show kept growing in popularity and stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and ask him. I was like, I think we're up to his standards now. We're getting enough people, enough views and stuff like that. That we're kind of maybe we're at a level with enough people watching all of us that it's maybe up to his standards, where it's not like him, you know, where I don't feel like he's doing me, you know, even though he is doing me a favor, but it took a little bit of that off of me. So I felt like maybe it'd be something he would like to do and not feel obligated. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because I hate people feeling like they're obligated to do things. And So then he agreed. And he's like, yeah. I sent him a message. I'm like, hey, man, I do this feature show. I don't know if you've seen it. I sent him a video of it. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's cool, man. I was like, do you want to be featured? You know, I do a whole week and come on the show. Yeah. Put me in there. I'll do that. I was like, okay, well, I need 5 sets of coils. If you want to be, and I'll give I get 4 away, and then I keep 1. And like 2 days later, I had 5 sets of M.Terk coils with the letter from Irving, who's his one of the people that works with him, who's just a lovely person, and just adore her and her husband. And she sent me like 5 sets, like just like that. I was like, that's the coolest thing ever, and it just goes to show how good of a guy the guy is, and really is. Now, as far as his building goes, this is I'm going to give you my best rendition of the history of M.Terk. Now, M.Terk has been around since, I believe, 2014 is when he really came in. So he's one of those guys who you're going to see up there with like Twisted Messes and Squid Dude, and Boy OC, people like that, and he's in that category and in that crowd of builders. He's he's an OG of this whole thing. We're going to look at his page today. His page there isn't that many posts, which is amazing. He's been around for a long time, but he only has like 900 posts on there. So it was really easy to get to where his old builds were. Now, the builds you're going to see, there are a couple things I want you to keep in mind. One, when he was doing these builds, nobody else was doing them. There's a lot of like original concepts and things that people hadn't tried yet that I'm going to show you today. 2, they weren't using the quality of photography that we've evolved to, which is fantastic, right? The photography aspect of this whole thing, they hadn't evolved to that yet. Like, it was still like even Twisted Messes did a whole a video, really good one. I used it for a long time, of how to do photography with your phone. And that was kind of how it was done. And I don't know the level of photography. I didn't ask Mike, but it's not like, so what you're going to see today is going to look like a throwback, I guess you could say. But I want you to keep in mind that this is like 2014, 2015. Okay. So you're seeing stuff that was like really, really revolutionary at the time. The one thing that I know about Mike, and I asked him this, and he won't admit to it, but he's the first person I saw use a swivel. He's the first person, and I think he is the first person to use a swivel. I think. I don't know for sure, and if I've taken that credit away from someone, I certainly apologize. But as far as I know, he's the first person to use a swivel. So that tells you how far back we're going. The guys were still doing this. Now, remember the day I did no swivel, whatever, Tuesday or whatever, and I do that, which I'll do again, which was kind of fun. I'd like to do that again. But yeah, people weren't doing swivel. People were doing aliens without swivels, which Yeti does aliens without swivels. I don't know if you knew that. But we'll also see his first alien on the page. Okay, and he didn't get it, and that's so common of all of us. But you'll see, I believe that was, I had it written down, it's like 2015 is when that was. I think it's like June 2015, his first alien. And then he's progressed in his company to, he makes thousands of aliens a year. So that's kind of how, and he broadcasts live on IG. You can see him building and things like that. And it's really just, that's his gig, is making these fantastic aliens. And even I've stolen, I have an M.Terk alien that I make, which is kind of a rendition of what he does, except I do it a little differently. A little, put my own little twist on it, but it's a credit to him. It's an M.Terk alien because the specs he uses and the metal that he uses and the wire type. So anyway, without further ado, I bring to you Mr. M.Terk. Get my computer up here. Go to laptop. Oh, woo! Hold on. Let me grab it. Here. All right. And we'll go there. All right. So I scrolled down pretty good. I'm going to take you all the way back up to the top here, and then we'll go back down to where we were. I'm going to fly through the top of this, and I got a half hour left, and I'm going to stick to that half hour. So I'll probably be ending this about 6 o'clock. 65,000 followers. 65,000 followers. Now, getting to 1,000 is really hard. Getting to 10,000 is nearly impossible. Getting to 65,000, pretty freaking amazing. He only follows 573, which is crazy. He follows me, which is kind of crazy. But anyway. All right, so here we go. Starting at the top, a lot of Mike's page is going to be stuff with his brand. So you're going to see, I do want to show that. Here's some of his ELiquid. This is the Turkish maize that we were talking about. I believe this is a butterscotch. I don't know because I've never been able to get a hold of it, but I've heard people absolutely love it. So as we go down here, this is a cool little picture. That is him. He has this video here.
I see my life off, but it's still tell me good morning. Carry on talking. You can carry on. You can carry on talking.
Is him basically making alien after alien after alien. And he ends up filling up that entire VGod build mat there, which is pretty freaking cool. He does, you'll see a lot on here. Okay, so one of these things here, he uses Twisted Mess's 38 gauge, I believe, or 36 gauge. And every spool that he does, he ends up collapsing them and keeping them up here on his build stand. His build table is fantastic. Like, it is something to really be envied. But those are all the different spools that he's finished. I don't know, maybe the year. Maybe he changes them out every year. But if you can look at how many aliens this guy has made. Now, they come in 500-foot spools. So those aren't 1,000-foot spools. But still, it's pretty amazing. And there he is just making alien after alien after alien. Which is freaking crazy. There's some... Go down here. This is what you're going to receive this week. 3 sets of these, and then on Wednesday you will get 1 set and 2 bottles of Adore liquid. Hold on to learn how to get into that. So let's go down to some really cool pictures here. You'll see he has a lot of pictures of Twisted Messes. He has pictures of Homeboy OC, Grim Green, all guys that he hangs out with, which is pretty cool. A lot of really nice photography too. Okay, so here I mentioned his the M.Terk RDA. There it is. So it is a 2-post system, two clamp post system. Really nice RDA. It's got a tailpipe type 810 on it, meaning it doesn't have like a drip tip. It's just a tailpipe up. And I really liked it. I used that honestly for I probably used that for half a year. And that was about basically the only RDA I used. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't gotten one, they're still pretty pricey. But here's a better look at it. And that's the tailpipe there. Tailpipe type drip tip where it just comes up that little indent there. Really nice vape. All stainless steel. You can get those at, they're a rig product. All right, so let's go down and start looking at some of his builds. It's got some really cool stuff on here. So now these are some, now I believe this is his. He reposts quite a few people. Okay, so this is him. Alien coil paralleled. So you're looking at 429 gauge with a 38 gauge alien, paralleled with a 24 gauge anarchist wire, 4 wrap, and the parallel is 5. That is sitting in the Twisted Messes RDA. That's a TM squared. Beautiful color. Just a beautiful shot there. That's back in 2016, guys. So we're going back. We're already that far back on his page. I believe, I can't remember if this is him. Okay, so no, that's Squid Dude. That is a build from Squid Dude, which is really cool. Is a Stable Stagger Fuse Clapton variation with the naked round wire in the middle. Let's see who the staggered in is. Oh, that's another guy. Okay, so we're going through. I'm getting down to his builds. That's not him. I looked at that one. Here we go. So here's another M.Terk alien. This is sitting in the P-Triv 2 by Dot Mod. And just beautifully done. I mean, you can just tell he's just a master. That's back in, so this is May 24th, 2016. This is back around the time I actually started vaping. So right here, about a little over 2 years ago. Oh God, it's almost 3 years ago now. Holy cow, yeah. Beautiful shot in that RDA. Oh, did it freeze on me? Oh, there we go. All right. All right, we're getting close to a lot of his builds. Now, I don't know when he transitioned to using a swivel, but it's I don't know if we'll be able to tell or not. Here is the original Goon. This is back in 2016, the beginning of 2016. Series Alien paralleled. Specs are 330 gauge with 40 gauge wrap. Just from doing aliens all the time, I'm going to tell you right now, working with 40 gauge is a pain in the ass. To get them as perfect as this on 2 series is really fucking impressive. That's an 11-12 wrap on a 2.5 mil jig. I mean, that is impressive to me. On 30 gauge cores, that's a small alien. And right there, that is a great series build. That's as good a series build as you'll ever get. And he paralleled it. That's probably 28 gauge. Okay, paralleled it with 28 gauge, all nichrome. That is about as good of a vape as you can get right there. Guys who I build for, don't ask for that. Because that's extremely difficult. All right. Here we go now. This is Cat Tracks. So this is a cat track, or basically what it is, it's an alien that has been either hammered out or rolled. So he hammered this one. This is a hammered out 5 wrap on a 2.5. The specs are 5 core, 30 gauge. So again, with a really, really small wire, again, on this Petrie V2. Absolutely beautiful. The just a beautiful build. You can see the consistency in the wrap, the nice curve on the alien, the setup. Both of them are, I mean, it's just a perfect build. Absolutely perfect. I love that he got that little bit of separation on it when he pounded it out, pulled it apart. Here's another series alien, 328-36, 8 wrap, all nichrome, dualed up. This is probably right around 0.29 maybe, 0.28 on an 8 wrap. I would assume it's right around there. So this is another series build. This is on the Phenotype 1 from Anarchist. So another little old school 2-post RDA back in the day. Gold plated on the positive side. Very cool. That's still 2016. Now this, I'm not exactly sure what braid that is. But just again, beautifully set up. Just a gorgeous build. Again, we're still in 2016. I mean, this is almost the beginning of 2016 here, and he's already filling up builds like this. No wonder he was so popular. Here we go with a really small gauged, probably a fused Clapton. And that's a smaller RDA. That looks like that's the dot mod. I'm not sure if that's still the Petrie or not. I'm guessing it probably is. Just a beautiful little build there. Here we go. 4 wrap spaced dual triple helix with used Clapton, and then helixed it with basically twisted Claptons, and then helixed it with looks, I'm not sure, 36 gauge it says, all twisted messes nichrome, and then zipped it up. Absolutely beautiful, man. I love zipper coils. I think they're gorgeous. I'm not a big fan of the vape, but I really like the way they look. Multi-core fused Clapton. Oh, wait a minute. Does it say 20-40 gauge framed in 28? Okay, so this is something that Mike did that I don't know if he started this, but it was something that I noticed him doing, and it was small core fused Claptons where he would frame up round wire instead of framing up ribbon. In this case, he framed up 20 40 gauge pieces of wire with 2 28 gauge. Now, we've gotten away from that completely. I don't think anybody does that anymore. Or at least I don't recall seeing anybody do it. But this is something that Mike did. I've seen a couple pictures of him doing it, and I'll probably ask him about it tomorrow. But again, so instead of using the ribbon, he used 20-40 gauges, which I bet you that vape is fantastic. And let me tell you, that is a hell of a lot of work right there to get all those 20. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of work to do that. I'm sure that setup was unbelievable. All right, another braid here. This is Slentry? I'm not sure. And this is by Tony Neek, was the first person that actually did this. He has two 26 gauges there framed in with the braid over top of it. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful build. Great shot there with them all going different directions. That is just awesome. Picture of Mike and his lovely wife there. Just some really cool photos on here. I know he's got... All right, so here we go. This is the Micro Alien Challenge, I believe. I've heard of this, and I believe Proby was in this, and a lot of other guys. That's a dime. So this is 336 with a 42 gauge fuse. And he's got just about maybe like a fourth of an inch viewable there. Really, really cool, man. He's got good curve on that Alien for 42 gauge. Typically, 42 gauge, you straighten your wire out because it just has no resistance on it at all. It just gives too easily, and you end up straightening it out. But he still was able to get a little bit of curve on there, which is pretty freaking cool. I forget what gauge won that. Alien paralleled again. Piece of 24 gauge Anarchist wire. Anarchist used to be used a lot more than it is now. Just so many different companies now. This is another one of those 20 pieces of... Okay, this is a frame staple. 28 gauge round wire frames and 20 pieces of 0.3. This is back in 2015. Beautiful, man. All his pictures are so nice and orderly. Here's a helix. About a 10-ply helix. 11 stack. Okay, 11 stack 0.3. 3 30 gauge frames and 40 gauge fuse. Really, really cool. Looks like a little staple coil here. 20 pieces of point. That's just a gorgeous shot, man. That's back in 2015, and that is just an absolutely gorgeous shot. I really wonder. This doesn't feel like it's a phone to me. This feels like he actually used a camera because these are just gorgeous. Beautiful fuse on it. Great shot. All right, 4-core stagger fuse Clapton. Paralleled again with, so 4 30 gauge frames, 26 parallel, 40 gauge fuse. Gorgeous. I don't know what, and this is this another, yeah, dot mod Petrie, so a different version. I'm not familiar with that RDA. Let's take a look at, here we go with this is back in 2015. And we're looking at 328 gauge 36 Alien, which is a fantastic vape. This will get you in with that parallel. I'm not sure what it would be. Typically, it'd be around a 0.15, 0.16. With it paralleled, I'm not sure what it drops it to, but just a beautiful build, man. And you can tell back in the day how the leg had to be bent kind of weirdly. So you would put it in, basically you would put it in straight off that outside, and then you would push it in with your coil jig to get it centered. So it gives it that nice curve, which I think is really, really cool. Almost like a slide coming off of the coil. Half stag. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm glad I read the description. So, looks like he staggered 36 pieces, 15 pieces of 36 gauge. How he did that, I don't know. But he staggered it. And then he half stagged it onto a piece of 24 gauge, which is really cool. That's really, really, really cool. I've never tried to stagger a number of different pieces before. That's the first time I don't know if I've seen it before, but that's the first time I remember seeing it. Here's an action shot of that. Beautiful fuse. And that is, his fuse is 38 gauge. So beautiful spacing and fuse. Everything perfectly straight. Everything the guy does here is just absolutely perfect. Another looks like a frame, multi-strand. Okay, so again, you've got round wire frames and then multi-strand in the middle, 40 gauge, 38 gauge, 36 gauge, something in the middle laying flat and then flattened out and then fused. Absolutely gorgeous, man. How he got it to hold, I have no idea. How he'd keep that all flat, I have no idea. He's got a lot of these action shots that are just badass. Here you can see how he puts it into his chuck. He's got the, looks like he's got twisted ribbon, I think. Not 100% sure. Multi-core aliens and fused Claptons. Okay. So it looks like he twisted some... Okay. So these are the multi-strands. And what he did was he ties up and twists a bunch of smaller gauge and then frames it. That's really, really cool. I've got to try that. That is really, really cool. Mothership Alien. Looks like a 4-core. Am I counting right? 48 gauge over 40 gauge. So 48 gauge micro Clapton over 40 gauge. He's another one of the guys who I think he was one of the first to start doing micro Claptons and really, really got into it with some really high gauges. This is back in September of 2015. So we're looking at 40. This the micro Clapton here, the fuse wire, is 40 gauge, micro Clapton with 48 gauge. And then alien wrapped over 328s. That is absolutely gorgeous. All right, here we go. This is really interesting. So this is two aliens paralleled, and then with 26 gauge paralleled into it. So it's a tri-paralleled build. No idea what that ohms at. It says it ohms out at 0.09. That must be single coil. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Here's a shot of it. That is a gorgeous shot. Absolutely beautiful, man. I love these old school RDAs. I'm not exactly sure which RDA that is, but absolutely gorgeous, man. Here we go. The staple stagger fuse Clapton. Now, I can't tell if he did this on a swivel or not, but this is really back at the genesis of this build, which was actually first done by Squid Dude. So, let's see, September 16, 2015. Looks like it's a 10-piece, I'm guessing maybe 12-piece, 10-piece, 0.5 Canthal, 38 gauge stagger and fuse. Cores are 26 gauge. There we go. Oh, here's something really nice. Now that to me is just absolutely gorgeous. Got a frame parallel build. Looks like 30-42. So, okay. Believe it or not. Inside this fuse here is 30-42 gauge with 28 gauge frames. And then fused with... What am I missing the fuse? I am. It's not listed here what the fuse is. I'm assuming the fuse is probably 38 or 40 gauge, maybe 36. It looks a little big. Then paralleled with 26. So inside this here is 30-42 gauges. That is so cool. All right, now we're back. We're still in September of 2015. Got a micro Clapton, alternated that with another piece of probably 36 gauge. So 36 gauge and then 46 gauge over 38 gauge. That's gorgeous, man. Here's a dualed it up Phenotype L RDA. So anybody who's old school probably knows that RDA. Again, little 2-post, gold-plated positive post. Beautiful little build, man. So nice and neat. That's the one thing when I first started watching, or first started looking at M.Terk, how neat his wraps and framing was. Just absolutely gorgeous. Triple core, what is this? Triple core Alien, 36 gauge. The 2 hours, 25. Okay, so inside is 25 strands of 36. And single 25. I'm sorry, I'm not understanding exactly what this is. But if you look at the swing he's got on that Alien wrap, is just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Little history right there. Homeboy OC, Squid Dude, and M.Terk. That's Big Philly. I'm not familiar, but another builder in the back there at the Anarchist booth. All right. So we're getting back to where, here is another micro-claptoned piece of ribbon. 1.5 ribbon, micro-clapton in 44 gauge. And then wrapped over 226 gauge. August of, okay, so we're getting close. And here's another build. So 226 gauge, Claptoned in 46. Then one piece of 0.5 Canthal, Claptoned in 44. Where he found that low gauge, are those high gauges back in 2015? I'm not sure. That's just really cool though. Okay, here's something interesting. This is a helixed alien. So a couple aliens twisted together and then helixed. See, 332 gauge, 40 gauge fuse. And 236 then ran parallel 24 gauge. Really nice. Here's a mothership. Little mothership alien. Looks like 2 outer cores are Claptoned in 36. 46. Oh, inside here. Okay. And then inside is Clapton in 46. Outside is micro Clapton with 44. And 36 gauge is the fuse wire that was micro Claptoned. This is Squid Dude posting about learning to use swivels from M.Terk. That's a pretty good shout out. Wow, that's freaking awesome. Now we're getting close. All right, here is I believe that we might have already looked at something like this. This is another hammered out alien build. Looks like, God, that's probably a 1, 2, 3, maybe a 6, 7 core. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if I can get back. All right. We're getting near the top of the hour, so let me see if I can find it. I know we're close. Just kind of glance at some of the stuff he's got here. This is back when he was really experimenting and putting up some just absolutely gorgeous stuff. Twisted cords there again. And there's where he's getting his alien. I don't know what gauge that is. 42 gauge. It's a 42 gauge alien there. Absolutely brutal to do that. And we're getting close to his first one. I know that. What is this here? So, I'm not flat stitched alien cat. So, let's see, 326 gauge alien rat with 30 gauge and stitched with 40, and then he cat tracked it. That is really, really cool looking. And you can see just some of the stuff he's got here. So far ahead of his time. More Staggerfuse Claptons. Giant alien here. We're getting some giant, really small gauge staples. 16 ply, 3 ply, 1/16 ribbon. And 46 gauge fuse. Down here you've got just a ton of really, really cool stuff. Let's keep going. Because I'm getting near the end. Oh, right here. Here it is. All right, so this is his first alien attempt, which I think is just absolutely crazy. Maybe it's his first alien, or maybe it's the first time. 46 gauge alien wrap is possible. It just take me a little practice. 26 gauge with 46 gauge wrap. So I don't know if that's his first alien, but it's one of his first. And 2 26 gauge cores. I don't think there's another alien on here. So so that's the original one there. So cool that he kept that up on his page right there. June 14th, 2015. So this is all his real progression and building from here all the way up is really just in a few short months. It's when he really, really started taking off. And you can see the progression here if you just scroll up his page. And if you get a chance, you can go back on his page really quickly. So I would really suggest doing that. And going back to this area here and looking at his progression after that alien. Once he perfected it and really started going after it, here's a really fat alien, frame staple alien, that 40 gauge. And really started going after it. And that's when you really start seeing some real, just unbelievable stuff coming. Remember, that was June. Then you look here. This is July. And now this is 50 gauge. Let's see. Nichrome 60. Okay, 2 ply. I'm not sure when he says the 1/16. I can't figure out what that is. A little staggered in there. 226 with oh, maybe that's round wire in the middle. So round wire staggered in. Really, really cool. All right, we're getting near the top of the hour here, so I'm going to kick it back up. That is M.Terk. Unfreaking believable, man. God, I'm so thankful to be able to go over your page today, and I can't wait for whoever gets these coils. I really, really can't wait, man. It's going to be just an absolute treat for whoever gets them. As you know, you can purchase his coils. They're pricey. I mean, you want the best, you got to pay for them. I think they're like $18, $20 a set. So, but this week you're going to win. Wednesday, you'll win 1 set with 2 30 mils of ELiquid, and then on Friday you can win 3 sets of coils from M.Terk. So thank you, sir. Really appreciate you letting me feature you this week, man. So excited. Can't wait to hopefully get you on here and talk some building with you and just bullshit with you, man. It'll be a good time. There's also some other giveaways going on this week. This week is a huge giveaway week, guys. Huge giveaway week. So make sure you pay attention. First giveaway is for a topside. Now, if you want a brand new topside, never been used, it's red. Free. All you got to do is pay for shipping. Go to my Facebook page. The link is below, the cat's eye. And if you're not a member, become a member. Find the post. It is pinned to the top. Says giveaway. And then a picture of a red topside. And all you have to do is add 2 people to the group that are cool, easygoing, people that would fit in well. Add 2 people to the group, and you'll be entered for a free topside. The giveaway will be set up, and the giveaway will be on Friday. Okay, so we'll probably do that live. Either I'll do it here or I'll do it on the Facebook page after the show. But that giveaway is Friday. The other giveaway is for patrons. It is a stacked Odin mech mod. So, stacked Odin mech mod copper. So this thing is an absolute beast. Dual 18650. Absolute beast. Beautiful mod. I got a picture of that up on the Facebook as well. You can enter that by becoming a patron. The link below will get you into that. It's $5. It's basically 20 cents an episode. So if you can spare that and you want to support the channel and help this channel grow, you can follow that link and you'll be entered to get in that giveaway. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I had a frog in my throat the whole show. I don't know if you could tell that. I was fighting it. But I have this like frog in my throat where I'm trying to clear it and I can't clear it. And it just started when I started the show. So I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. I really hope I'm not getting sick. Because if I am, that will piss me off tremendously. All right. Tonight on the YouTubes, you got a lot of stuff going on. Mondays are busy nights on the YouTubes. You've got Vaping with Yomis at 8. You got Fresh On at 9. You've got... oh, gosh, the other show on at, I think, 10? There's another show on at 10 or 9. Gosh darn it, I can't remember the name. If you guys remember the name, put it in the chat for me. I'd really, really appreciate it. It's with Phoenix Vapor. I think Pal's on it. Really, really nice little show. You guys check those out. So, I will see you tomorrow. Now, we're going to try to get M.Terk on the Vape at 5 tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to work on it. I don't know for sure if we'll get it or not, but I'm definitely going to work on it, and more than likely that will happen tomorrow. It'll start at 5 o'clock, and we'll be done at 6. So if you want to sit down and watch a conversation between M.Terk and some old idiot, tomorrow you're going to see that. All right, guys, hope you guys have a fantastic night. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow on the Vape at 5. If you're in recovery, stay strong, and I promise I will too. See you tomorrow.